Hello, welcome back to A Boring Revolution, your number one news source for everything in regards to the Boring Company. Thought I'd do a quick news episode today in regards to a tweet that was sent to Elon Musk and that he actually replied to. And it is in regards to a new project that potentially could start in Australia, of all places. Now, it's potentially going to be in Sydney. This, what you call him, politician Jeremy Buckingham has tweeted Elon Musk saying, look, we have traffic problems in our area. We need a tunnel. Please can you provide a quotation? And very quickly, Elon Musk said, yeah, for that 50-kilometre tunnel, it's going to cost around 750 million. And I presume it's US dollars. Now, very, very interesting that someone would contact Elon Musk directly and say, look, we need a project here. I potentially could get the ball rolling on this one. Can you give me, a firm estimate as to how much it's going to cost? And he got back to him very, very quickly. Now, let's have a look at those tweets. We go on the Boring Revolution Twitter page. I have retweeted some of these. So, the actual original tweet was this one here. I'm a lawmaker in Sydney, which is choking with traffic. How much to build a 50-kilometre tunnel through the Blue Mountains and open up the west of our state? In reply, we got this one, about 15 million US dollars per kilometre. So obviously that's bloody cheap, because a kilometre is a lot less than a mile for a two-way. So that is double the tunnels. So a northbound and a northbound and a southbound tunnel, probably around 750 million for the tunnels, plus $50 million for a station or per station. That sounds quite expensive, actually, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not very much. Now, this is the potential route. If we just have a look at that, it goes right across this mountain range here. On the other side here, there isn't actually really that much. There's just a series of small villages and towns. However, I presume this government official is wanting this land here to be developed potentially, and thus it would open up this entire area. Obviously, actual development in Sydney is sort of restrained by this mountain range, thus it causes the prices in this area to, house prices to increase rapidly over time. We go to Elon's page. As you can see, it's here, 15 million per kilometre. As of yet, nothing on Teslarati. However, we have this article from Inverse. Doesn't really tell us that much. Basically what we've just said now. Now this person who's tweeted Elon has a lot of controversy surrounding him at this present moment in time, and I wonder, I know this might sound very negative, I wonder if this is a bit of a distraction technique. I don't really know how much weight has gone behind planning this potential tunnel, or what are the reasons. It's a bit of a strange one. I don't think this scheme is going to go anywhere personally. I don't want to say that, but you've got to be realistic. It's like a tunnel to nowhere, really. There's not really anything on the other side of that mountain range. If we look at the actual map, so here we are. I presume he wants the tunnel to start in Penrith, according to his plan. Then goes across this Blue Mountain Range National Park towards this place here, South Bowen Fells, which is again another small. These are potentially, or they are just small villages. There's not really anything of any size around here. Maybe people commute along here from other parts of Australia. But if they're travelling a long way, I'm unsure why they would use this service unless you could actually put your car on a skate. But that idea has been canned. So I'm not really sure what to think about this. The probability that this kind of scheme is actually going to happen is probably around 6%, being realistic, guys. If you don't know what the Boring Company is proposing for its essentially its business, it's proposing building tunnels faster and at a lower cost than traditional methods. And the long-term aim is to reduce the actual cost of tunnelling to a very sustainable level, and also improve the speed or performance of existing TBMs by a factor of 10. Now that would mean you'd be able to dig potentially 300, 400 meters, maybe 300 meters in a day, potentially. However, that would be determined by the ground conditions, but that would be a huge improvement on existing tunnelling techniques. They would also put in that tunnel, once it had been built, electric cars or electric pods, which they would run at a top speed of 155 miles per hour. So what you've essentially got is a sustainable transit system that runs at very high speeds and has a high throughput of pods. Thus you can move very, very large numbers of people. Simply all you do is add more tunnels as and when necessary. And also the cost of building the actual tunnel system will be at least 1/30th, 1/40th the cost of existing subway / tunnel schemes like in New York, for example, and the LA Metro. Could this happen in Australia? Unsure. Unsure why this tunnel is going from Penrith to here, when really it should be going from Penrith into Sydney. That's where the main traffic congestion is. Thus, what is the... There is no business case for this that I'm aware of. I know this is early days. It's only been 12 hours, but there doesn't seem to be any business case for building a tunnel here, other than for developers who want to build in this area here. So if we're moving more people away from their place of work a further distance, that doesn't really make sense to me for this scheme. So I'm sorry to be so pessimistic about this, guys, but that's my thoughts on the matter. Please follow me on Twitter if you have not already done so, at Boring Proof Rock. This channel is dedicated to everything in regards to the Boring Company, and you'll get your daily or your weekly fix of Boring Company news if you subscribe. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this brief episode. Please put your comments below. Tell me if you think this is likely to happen. Do you think that this is a good place to put a tunnel? I think the best thing to come out of this whole episode, because there probably will not be a project at the end of it, is we're kind of getting an understanding of how much it's going to cost now, especially in terms of actually building a large station to house, several dozen pods. It'll be like a railway station, but for pods, essentially. It's talking in and around $50 million, which is around £38 million, and then $15 million per kilometre, which is frankly peanuts, guys. Really, that is outstanding. And that is obviously put in a profit margin of at least 20 to 30% in that 15 million. So it kind of shows you where Elon thinks he can get the price per mile of tunnel or per kilometre of tunnel down to. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. And remember, don't be boring. See you soon. Goodbye.